We're here in a very soggy and wet Cairngorms to take a look at the North Face's Summit Pumori Jacket from their Summit series range. It's their top of the range hard shell with Gore-Tex Pro, which is ideally designed for mountaineering, alpinism and winter climbing. After testing it over a Scottish winter season, I've found this to be an extremely tough, weatherproof but also breathable jacket that excels in what I primarily used it for, which is Scottish winter climbing. You certainly could use this for other circumstances, be that winter hill walking or just even hill walking when conditions are particularly foul. However, considering a lot of the design features of the jacket, be that helmet compatible hood and the lack of hand warmer pockets so you can use it comfortably with a harness on, it really is ideally designed for climbing and mountaineering and would be a bit of overkill considering just going out hill walking. The main fabric is comprised of a 70 denier, 3-layer Gore-Tex Pro. In layman's terms, this means it's extremely durable, completely waterproof and windproof, as well as highly breathable. Having done a bit more than just standing about in soggy weather, over the course of this winter season, I've been in torrential downpours, gale force winds, sometimes both at the same time with hail coming sideways into your face. I mean, it is Scotland after all, but having done this, it's been a pleasure doing so in the shelter-like weatherproofing of the Pumori. As well as keeping me protected from the wind and the rain, this jacket has also really allowed me to breathe, which is great in conditions that are typical to Scotland, where humidity is high and you often start your walk in very wet and humid conditions, and it allows you just to regulate that clamminess. As typical with a jacket of this kind, it is finished with a DWR coating, which has allowed the moisture to bead up and roll off, keeping me dry throughout the season. However, this will wear off over time, so you will need to repeatedly reproof the jacket to maintain it. The fabric really feels tough, a real must for a Scottish winter climbing jacket, where you'll be grovelling up chimneys and really putting the fabric through its paces. There are some jackets out there that do just take the edge on toughness, but the Pumori will definitely see you season after season of some hard use. In short, the fabric on this jacket is a top contender to weather the abuse of many Scottish climbing days, whether that's the warm and wet walk-in or later in the day when you're climbing in the cold, thrutching up cracks and corners. This isn't a fast and light jacket. It is quite bulky when it's packed into the bag and is indicative of a lot of the durability and protection on offer here. Now, when you're spending this much money in a jacket, you want it to last, and the fast and light mentality is something that us climbers can forgo on a bomb-proof hardshell. The Pumori also comes in a female fit, which isn't often the case with a lot of top-of-the-range winter mountaineering clothing, so it's nice to see that the North Face have done this. The fit is a regular fit, meaning that on me, I can accommodate multiple layers of insulation on underneath, a must for winter climbing. I'm 6 foot and I've taken a medium in the Pumori. I've really enjoyed the long length of the body, which has meant it's come down and protected me around the hips and offered ample bum coverage. The articulated shape of the underarms means that when you're climbing with your tools above you, there is minimum helm lift, which is great for meaning that there's no exposed areas around the waist. The sleeves are long enough to come down and fit over my gloves, and the articulated sleeves again mean that when I'm climbing with my tools, there's no pulling of the sleeves, bringing the fabric down and exposing my wrists. So the hood is very accommodating, allowing me to fit a helmet on underneath as well. Without a helmet, it's quite easy to cinch the back and pull this in. There's also 2 draw cords just below the neck to allow you to cinch this down vertically as well. When the weather has set in or the spin drift is coming down, the hood really has provided that shelter-like protection from the elements. When climbing with a helmet on, when you're looking about above you for the rest of your pitch, the hood does still allow that freedom of movement without any tugging or pulling, which is a real necessity within a winter climbing hood. There are 4 pockets across the jacket, 2 external that sit just above the harness and have been perfect for keeping a snack, my phone or any bulkier items in whilst climbing. And although not completely waterproof, they've managed to keep all the rain out even during very foul conditions. Internally, there are 2 mesh drop pockets, ideal for storing a spare pair of gloves or any item that you want to keep that bit warmer, say like a head torch. When I have been struggling with that bit of extra clamminess and I just want to regulate a bit more breathability, there is the option with the pit zips to just dump a lot of heat and moisture and it's been very easy to use these, as well as all the other puller tags across the jacket with gloves on. The full length zip is two-way, meaning that if you are using with a harness underneath, which I haven't personally, you still can access your Beely device and gear. Underneath the zip, there's a full length storm flap that runs the entire length of the jacket. At the top, there's a really nice brush fabric that sits comfortably against the skin, and it's these nice touches within the Pumori that really give you a sense of a premium product. After almost a season of use in some pretty hard conditions, I really like this jacket. It offers some shelter-like performance, protecting you from that rain, wind, and still allowing you to breathe, something that every winter climber looks for. Next, for me, and this might be quite personal, the fit works great, offering the ability to layer underneath, excellent coverage of my full body, as well as freedom of movement with the articulated underarms, as well as whilst climbing with a helmet. Really great fit. Now, for a top of the range shell like this, there does obviously come a catch, and that is the price. In today's market, however, bomb-proof winter climbing shells do come at a premium, and this doesn't actually sit right at the top of the market. However, if you are willing to make the investment and maintain it well, this jacket should last you decades.